It seems like a lot of South Africans who took over spaza shops from foreigners did not read the script on how to run those shops. Because last night we received the report that a certain South African was shot dead after refusing to pay protection fee. You know, the guys who collect protection fee in your streets as South Africans. The guy is said to have argued that he is a South African. He can't pay protection fee. Now I think you are noting something. Foreigners were paying protection fee to these gangs. So these gangs, this gang survivor was insured by foreigners' payments to them as protection fee. Their relationship was warm and cordial because these gangs would protect these spaza shops owners at every cost to make sure that they are not robbed just by paying protection fee. So this is a South African now. The business of these gangs has been cut short. They came and asked for protection fee from him. He refused, arguing that he is a South African, and by now he is normal. When you talk of crime, do not forget that you are the first to do self-introspection before you say foreigners are doing a lot of crime, because these are gangs you are paying protection fee to, and you know them. But because they are South Africans, you chose to say foreigners are doing a lot of crime. It's only a few foreigners who joined these guys in crime, but otherwise every foreigner fears to be a criminal in South Africa because it's very dangerous. Crime is owned by South Africans in most cases in South Africa. We know that. Even in the locations we used to live in, we used to give 2 rand, 3 rand to guys who will just say, "Hey, muna, sama plan muna, cover 2 rand, muna, kota ureka gwai muna." Then you give the guy 2 rand, 5 rand, 10 rand. Sometimes they can even rob you, check your phone. But if the guys are different, you can just go to the other guys and say, "My guy, I lost my phone." They can recover that phone, because that's how they run their streets. And foreigners do not give a damn about that because we were just there for business. I think you now understand that there are sacrifices that people do for these businesses to exist in South
Africa. What happened in South Africa today? Thousands upon thousands of South Africans took to the streets and protested against illegal immigration and what they say is the government's failure in addressing crime, unemployment, and so forth. Now, these protests took place across the whole of South Africa. There were a lot of concerns about how violent they would be. However, they were mostly peaceful and they are pretty much over by now. But this made international news across the world. Everyone was speaking about it. Also, it's divided a lot of people as well. But let me know what you guys think about the situation.
We have to catch, convict, and clean up. So we are making a call today to President Ramaphosa. We cannot beat permanent crime with temporary ministers and temporary police leadership. We need a permanent police minister now.
Urgently. Madam Minister of Justice, that is a quote directly, and that quote was made by your colleague a week ago at some briefing. I can't remember which one it was in particular. And again, I have to reiterate, given the close relationship with our two countries, given the sensitivity of the time right now, given the fact that everybody, and I believe everybody in this room and on that panel, is doing their very best to douse the tensions, given the work that you, Madam Minister of Justice, has done to actually douse the tension. I remember seeing your press conference about South African artists having their work cancelled, being booked abroad and being cancelled, and trying to calm everybody down. Given all of that, indeed, given that President Ramaphosa has also done his best to douse the tensions, again, I will come back to Madam Minister of Justice and Minister of Presidency. Do you think the statement you made, and if you want me to really take it, I will, is helpful to your country, to your president, to the works that your colleagues have been doing, indeed to the works that everybody here has been doing, to the works that the NGO have been doing? I interviewed Mr. Baloy a week ago, in June when I was here. The good work that he's been doing, and indeed the work everybody has been doing to ensure that we find a collaborative way beyond this moment. Do you think making statements like that is smart? And again, I ask, would you like to apologize to Nigerians? Because I'm a Nigerian sitting in front of you, and I can assure you that I don't do drugs. Neither does my father, neither do my friends. Neither, in fact, The vast majority of Nigerians here are doctors. Let me finish, please. I've asked the question, but I have to state this. Nigerians are doctors. Nigerians are immigration lawyers. Nigerians do all sorts of other things. But you chose to talk about drugs. Why?
Thank you very much.
No, they will call for the hand.
That's fine. I put my hand up.
I'm going to appeal to you again.
I am being...
To respect me as the Minister of the Republic of South Africa. Please.
You know, when I first watched the clip where the South African minister was repeatedly asking for respect, I genuinely did think that the journalist must have said something out of place. So I decided to look for the full video. But here we have it. We've watched the full video. And what I saw in this video is completely different from what has been circulating. I'm seeing a woman, in my opinion, that has attained a level of self-actualization. She's a woman that knew why she was in that room. She understood her role, and she refused to be intellectually bullied out of doing her job. Now let us understand what interruptions mean, because that is what is circulating, disrespect and interruptions. This woman was handed a microphone. She spoke into the microphone. She did not raise her voice. She did not use harsh tone. She did not insult the minister or use insulting words. She asked a question. And the questions she raised are legitimate. If a public official can make sweeping statements that effectively associate all Nigerians with drug dealing, why should a journalist not ask for clarification and accountability? So instead of answering the substance of the question, the conversation suddenly became about respect, and interruptions. But the question is, to be very honest, respect for who? Because apparently, the dignity of millions of Nigerians who have been associated or stereotyped does not require respect. And this is where the lack of accountability becomes disturbing. There appears to be this natural hostility towards Nigerians that has become so normalized that even asking people to explain their own words is now treated as aggression. So generally, naturally, Nigerians are aggressors. And the question that probably would have humbled this journalist, the Nigerian journalist, about the disrespect is if that South African minister has simply flipped the question. Flip it to ask her, can you speak to your own minister like this? That would have been the appropriate question. Yeah, because flipping that question would have called for self-evaluation. And that is the level we've descended to in Nigeria. The fact is that who among our journalists can actually address our politicians this way? Not even the media houses. So when we look at it from outside Nigeria, what happened in that room appeared shocking and annoying. But this is the uncomfortable truth. This is our lived experience. Because we've descended so low that our journalist, who is confidently doing her job, is now seen as a rebellion. And the irony is that the South African minister would have been better prepared for a South African journalist who is even asking tougher questions. So sometimes the problem was never about the question. The problem was who raised the question, the nationality she represents, and the fact that the person refused to shrink. This is how we have descended in Africa. Journalists doing their jobs are regarded as disrespectful and rebellion, while a politician making sweeping and damaging statements are expected to walk away without scrutiny. And this certainly reflects the African story, or the Nigerian story, where questioning those in power is still treated as disrespect. It is a truth at the time. Take care and have a nice day.
I don't think that we can grasp the way that colorism has affected South Africans and the xenophobia that happens in South Africa. And some people are going to say to me, like, no, Mayowa, like, this isn't about colorism, this is something else, I have seen so many news articles where there have been people, South African people, who were unalived because they assumed them to be Nigerian because they are dark-skinned. Take somebody like Lucky Dubé. He was unalived because they thought he was Nigerian. And the reason that you would think someone like Lucky Dubé is Nigerian is because he's dark-skinned and because he has Afrocentric features. And I saw recently in the news there was a young dark-skinned boy in South Africa who was unalived because they assumed him to be Nigerian. And once again, what was he? Dark-skinned. And I've seen videos of people talking about how in South Africa we are light and we don't combat dark and we can tell the difference between different groups and da-da-da-da-da. And I just don't think that the severity of colorism and how it has affected South Africans has really been examined, because I can't imagine a caste system called colored and how that, like the level of colorism simply within that, the level of knowing you are almost second class or less than compared to that, and how that has affected racial politics, self-worth and self-care in South Africa.
Now, to the Nigerian journalist, thank you for your questions. And I can also hear your anger.
Right.
You referred to 4 cases. I encourage you to give me that information and I will follow it up.
Oh, amazing.
But the purpose of your question was to suggest that Nigerians are a special category of people who are being victimized in South Africa by virtue of their nationality. Failing to distinguish between issues of illegal immigration and issues of criminality. Am I correct? These are cases that you mentioned in which you are saying Nigerians were the victims of crime. Well, you'll have your opportunity again. That I understood your question. I don't think I was mistaken. Your question was, there are 4 cases in which Nigerians, you have that information, you're saying we haven't acted, and these are 4 cases in which Nigerians, because they are Nigerians, have been the victims of criminality. Now, if that is the case, I'm saying you are conflating issues of illegal immigration with issues of criminality.
Okay.
And that you shouldn't be making that reductive argument. Okay. But I can indicate to you that we have a problem like your country. We have a problem of criminality. We don't look at the nationality of the victim.
Oh, yes.
So I think that insinuation was improper. Now, you're also critical of one of the ministers, the minister in the presidency on this platform, because you say quite rightly that this is a sensitive moment and that we should all be acting in a responsible way.
Right.
To reduce the tensions.
Right.
That is a two-way street.
True.
There is a lot of misinformation and inflammatory rhetoric being directed at this government.
All those who follow my lives in the evenings will attest to the fact that I have addressed this particular issue a good number of times on my lives. Now, the thing is, right, a good number of times we are mixing Xeno and Afro in the same sentence with crime, with literal crime that happens in South Africa. Now, I understand to the fact that a lot of things are happening in South Africa, but it seems like everything happening right nowadays in South Africa is just attributed to March and March, is attributed to Xeno, is attributed to Afro. When we know fully well that South Africa has crime just like a good number of our countries, just like every country in the world. Every country has got crime, and that includes South Africa. Now, the fact that people are unalive in South Africa mustn't be attached to March and March every single time, given to the fact that not only are the foreigners, the only victims to these heinous things that are happening in South Africa, even the locals, and there are so many popular and high-profile figures that have actually suffered from the crime happening in South Africa who are South Africans. But it seems like the lives of South Africans don't matter at this particular point in time, and for me it's not fair, guys. Honestly, it is not fair. Now, I feel the pain and the weight that comes with everything going on in South Africa. I am not dismissing the pain of my brothers and sisters who are over there. But at the same time, I guess we should be a little fair in our analysis or in our discussions or conversations or dialogues, whatsoever we're going to call it. We should be fair. And being fair here simply means that South Africans themselves, they face this same criminal acts in their own country. So if we are calling it xeno when our brothers and sisters are passing away in South Africa, are we going to say South Africans are xeno to themselves? That's a question I'm going to leave to each and every one of you. And that is the acting Minister of Police, who has stated categorically clean and clear that when the law takes its active course, it doesn't look at your race, it doesn't look at your color, it doesn't look at your size, it doesn't look at your nationality, it doesn't look like none of those things matter. What matters is the weight of the crime or offense that has been committed, not where you're from, not who you are. Unfortunately, there is equality of law in South Africa. So after listening to all of this, what are your thoughts about this? Because I want to read you one in the comment section. Take good care of yourselves and I love you guys.
Let me start with this one to say the people who can ask and check and verify whether a person has got the right legal documents to be in the country, it's South African Police Service, Home Affairs and BMA, Border Management.
But the police stand by and watch
I'm
what happens.
I'm coming there. We are the only legal people who can do that. And the law enforcement officers, like traffic officers, they can do that. But as I alluded, we as SAPS, we arrest, but Home Affairs are the only ones who will then certify them. Now, this trend and this notion and this hype that is happening, where people now, individuals, unqualified, not even knowing which document is genuine or not authentic, go around asking people their identity documents. It's illegal. And just to impersonate, to present yourself, asking somebody an identity document on its own, if you are not a legally authorized person, it's a crime on its own and cannot be allowed and condoned. Now, nowadays, these people, they even come this much to the police station and demand, station commander, give us this amount of vehicles, call Home Affairs to come with us, call Department of Employment, Labor, and go with us. That's not how it's supposed to be. We expect law-abiding citizens or citizens that are concerned of crime or illegal thing happening. You go to the law enforcement, you come to the police, you report, at this house, at this business, we suspect there is illegal immigrant. And out of that, we, as police, we plan, we engage relevant departments like Home Affairs, Employment and Labor, etc. Then we execute the plan. But nowadays, they come and they demand that we go with them. And in some cases, when we escort them to protect them and to protect where they say they are going to hand over a memorandum. That's where, in some cases, they will point somebody, do you have an ID? This person is illegal or this group is legal. And obviously, if they point and we are there, we have no reason not to execute because we're in our presence. But that's not how it's supposed to be. They share with us information, then we plan and we execute it. Not under duress, not under their watch and being forced, but as our responsibility and day-to-day duty.